Hey everybody, just energy check-in. It's 12:12 on the clock, right? When I'm recording this message, we had an eclipse today, solar eclipse. I thought the energy of the day was really good, actually. Um, some really high vibrational energy, and I had a good 3 days of release and energy healing. And Friday, I had some crazy trauma release. And then Saturday and Sunday, it's been, trying to get into higher vibrational meditations and things, but wanted just to see how everybody was doing with that. Energy's still kind of there, so, it doesn't hurt to get your energy release on or your trauma release, or, get you a journal and just journal maybe some goals for the next 6 months, for the rest of the year. What are your goals? What would you like to see accomplished, kind of thing, kind of energy, and what do you feel like is holding you back? And maybe allow, spirit to show you what's holding you back, right? Ask them their opinion, ask them to show you a dream. Like, say, hey, show me in a dream and help me remember it, because people struggle to remember, right? But yeah, let's do energy check-in, collective quick message, after the solar eclipse, just to see where the energy's at, right? This is selenite. It resets energy, and I just like the way it feels on my third eye. It actually feels really good. Clearing the energy of the cards. Actually, see what we got here. All right. Angels, guides, source. What do you have for the collective this afternoon, this evening? What message after the eclipse, after the energy release, what message for the collective or the people seeing this message do you have for the highest good and benefit of everyone involved? Please and thank you. Let's see, I'm just going to focus on the energy really quick. That way I'm just not shuffling cards at random. I want to try to focus the intent and the energy. All right, so this is an interesting spread. First card collective is pulling is the King of Cups upside down. There's that. Lack of emotional intelligence, lack of control, merciless, shifty in dealings, and coldness. So that is, I pull three cards past, the past energy of the past couple of days, where we're at right now, and then, after doing the energy releases and things, where we're at energetically, and the cards look really interesting. So we're starting out of the gate, really having a hard time getting in touch with emotions. That might have been really hard this weekend. Maybe you didn't do it at all. Don't beat yourself up. Like it happened. You actually still have some time to hop on that energy. It's not completely disbanded. It's not completely dispersed. The energy's still kind of there, right? So it's not too late, right? Hop on the bandwagon. Get some shadow work done for the energy shifts, right? But yeah, you're having a hard time getting in touch with emotions. You might suppress them. You might feel like you're too busy. Um, not advisable to keep that stuffed in right now. Still try to work on that if you can, right? Um, and don't be like moody. I'm getting like Pisces moody energy here. Like, chill out. Like, it is not that critical. I don't know who needs to hear that today, but like, take a chill pill, hug a tree, go for a walk, but get your mental reset on and stop, taking your family through HE double hockey sticks, right? It's not helping anybody, right? Give yourself a break, give your family a break, and chill out and have some chill time, right? That's card one. That's the message. Now, card two, why do we need to do that? Well, your intuition's not where it needs to be. You've got the high priestess upside down. So normally you're very intuitive. Right now, your neurons are scrambled, right? It's on scramble. I know mine have definitely not been 100%, with that. The last 3 days have been touch and go, and my third eye actually kind of hurts, right? I feel like I've went to different levels and got rid of some old energy and energy shifting, and my third eye is very, very tender, um, and very tender to the touch, right? Feel like I've got a little bit of pressure right there, right? So, um, says hidden motives, superficiality, confusion, short-sightedness, and ignorance. Um, well, that sounds fun, right? But yeah, your intuition, you're either ignoring it, you're getting intuitive prompts, but you're ignoring it, or you're just saying, like, I don't believe in that kind of stuff. Well, cool, but your spirit team's going to keep trying. I know they did with me, right? I grew up in a very religious household, and it wasn't cool to like do this kind of stuff, right? But nevertheless, the gift was there, right? The ability to see outside the box was there, whether I wanted it or not, and just resisting that made it really, really hard to get through life problems, right? Now, if I would have just leaned into that and not been so harsh on myself, right, I would have been able to prevent quite a few life struggles and would have been able to get through that a little bit easier than I did, right? It took me, decades to figure out my way around go with this stuff, right? Don't take that long, guys. Start the shadow work right now. If you start that work and if start learning to trust your gut and not second guess yourself. If you can start that emotional trauma release process to remove those blockages out of your mind, body, spirit, you will get a victory. This dude's having a great day, right? This is in the immediate future position, right? Um, this was the third card pulled, the Six of Wands. Dude got a whole bunch of poles sticking in the air. If you know, you know, right? He's getting ready to have a great week. He's on his horse, taking his victory march, right? Got a wreath there. You can kind of fill in the blank there mentally. That's what it looks like to me, right? Right? Dude's gonna have a good week. My brain goes to places when I look at this picture, right? But yeah. So maybe you are trying to manifest love. Well, how are you gonna do that if A, you don't love yourself? You gotta learn to love yourself. You gotta learn to look at yourself in the mirror and be okay with what you see back. And that's been very hard for me to learn, right? Take it from me. Start looking at yourself in the mirror every day, right? And this is not a new concept. There's loads of this stuff on this app, right? Start utilizing some of these tips, right? Um, it's been hard. I've been looking at myself every day in the mirror and I say, I love you. I love you, right? You look yourself in the eyeball and tell yourself that you love yourself. It's the hardest thing I've tried to do, right? It's difficult, but it's been very fruitful, right? It's been very difficult, but yet it's been a very fruitful week for me, as far as releasing some of those old mindsets and really getting a reset there. So start the process, start telling yourself some things in the mirror. It makes it stronger, right? It makes the mojo work just a little bit stronger. um but that's the collective read, immediately after the solar eclipse, right? Don't beat yourself up if you didn't do any shadow work or you didn't do anything. Start the energy's still there. Start a little bit of a journal, or get some intention going, or get outside and ground a little bit. Start the process. uh, but hope you guys have a good Monday, and probably gonna do some. I've got a whole bunch of those scammers on there sending me more messages, so I'm getting ready to do another funny video on that. Some of these are jokes. I think you're gonna like them. I hope you have a blessed Monday.